Students, in the previous lesson, your grade 6, in the second term, we discussed introduction of fractions, right? So now I think you have an idea about fractions. Now in this part, I will explain you in the 9th lesson, fraction lesson, what is denominator, what is numerator, and also unit fractions and proper fractions, right? So that is what I am going to do in this part, right? Right. Now let's see what is denominator and what is numerator of a fraction. So let's see this picture, right? So you can see now this is whole one, right? So we call that is a unit, right? Whole one. Now I'll divide this one, see, into how many parts? You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts, right? So now I colored, see here how many part colored? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part colored. Now I want to represent this colored part as a fraction, right, from this whole figure, right? Now let's see how to represent in this fraction, right? If you write fraction, you need line, then you have to write two numbers, right? What is the number below this line? That is number of part divided this whole figure. How many parts divided, right? How many parts? That is divided into 8 parts, right? So then I should write another number above this line, right? So that is the I want to represent this colored part. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part colored, right? So this is my fraction, right? Now this one you know how to read, right? 5, 8, 5, 8. Now you can see in this picture I represent this colored part as a fraction. So this is my fraction. Now you can see this fraction has two numbers, right? One number is above the line, another number is below the line, right? So those two numbers has two names, right? So let's see this one 5, right? So that number is above the line. So number above the line, that is called numerator, right? That is called numerator. So that is number of part we consider colored. Then another number you can see here 8. So this 8 is below the line, right? Below this line. So that number is called denominator, right? So number below the line, that is denominator, right? So remember, number above the line, that is numerator, number below the line, that is denominator, right? So let's see another examples, right? So in this table you can see I am going to write fraction, what is numerator, and also what is denominator, right? Let's see, this is my first fraction, right? 3/4, right? So this is my second fraction, 1/6. So this is my third fraction, 5/9, right? Now I am going to write what is numerator and denominator, right? So let's see first fraction, 3/4, right? So what is number above the line? 3. So the number above the line, that is numerator. Number below the line, see here 4, that is denominator, right? Second fraction 1/6, number above the line, that is 1. So that is numerator. Number below the line, that is denominator, 6, right? So this fraction, number above the line, that is numerator, that is 5, number below the line, that is 9, so that is denominator. Understand? So try to remember those fractions, numerator and denominator. Right, let's see another part. So unit fractions, right? You can see unit fractions, right? Understand? Unit fractions. So now this part I am going to explain you what is an unit fraction, right? Let's see this picture. So you know now this is whole one unit, right? Now I divide that one into how many parts? 1, 2, 2 parts. So I colored one part. Now you know how to represent this colored part as a fraction, right? You can represent this colored part as a fraction. How to write? Divide into two parts, colored only one part. Divide into two parts, colored one part, right? So numerator 1, denominator 2, right? Let's see another example. So this is whole figure. So now I divide that one into how many parts? 4 parts. So now I colored only one part. Now I want to represent this colored part as a fraction of this whole figure. Now divide into 4 parts, colored only one part. Understand? So let's see another one. Whole picture, right? Whole picture, whole one unit. So divide into, you can count how many parts? Equal parts. So there are 8 parts. So colored only one part. Now represent as a fraction this colored part. So that is divide into 8 parts, colored one part. Now you can see in every fraction, right? In every fraction, so here number above the line 1, numerator 1, numerator 1, numerator 1. So that is in all fraction numerator is 1. So in a fraction numerator is 1, those fractions are called unit fractions, right? So that is easy to understand, right? So see, fraction, if numerator is 1, that is called unit fraction, right? Right, let's see. In this part I'll explain you what is proper fractions. So only we explain unit fractions, right? Now proper fractions, right? So let's see. In this picture you can see here, so this is whole one unit. Now that one divide into 4 equal parts. Then I colored one part, right? How to represent this colored part as a fraction, you know now. That is divide into 4 parts, colored one part, right? So 1/4. So that means numerator 1, denominator 4. Let's see another one. Whole picture, whole one, divide into 8 parts, colored 1, 2, 3 parts. How to represent this colored part as a fraction? That is divide into 8 parts, colored 3 parts, so 3, 8, right? Now you can see right here, let's see, in these two fractions, numerator and a denominator, right? So I'll say this one this way. See, I put this symbol, right? Now you can see here numerator is less but denominator is big, right? So numerator is less than the denominator. Can you check that one? So here what is 1/4? In 1/4 what is numerator? That is 1, right? Numerator is 1. What is denominator? That is 4, right? So denominator is 4. So you can see denominator is big, numerator is less. Understand? So numerator is less. So if you go to this fraction, see what is numerator? That is 3. Numerator is 3. denominator is 8, right? So denominator big, numerator less. So if this type of fraction, that means numerator less, denominator big. So that type of fraction is called proper fractions. Proper fraction. So remember we early learned this type of fractions. So this is numerator 1. So that is called unit fraction. So that means unit fractions are also proper fractions, right? So let's see another example, right? So remember this one to find proper fractions, right? Numerator should less than denominator, right? So half, right? See, numerator 1, denominator 2, numerator less than the denominator, proper fraction. 1/5, numerator less, denominator big, so that is proper fraction. Other example, 2/7, numerator 2, denominator 7, so numerator less than denominator, proper. So another one, 5/9, 5 numerator less 9 denominator, that is big, so that is called proper fraction. So proper fractions in terms of unit fraction. So in this part, shall we learn how to write proper fraction in terms of unit fraction, right? So let's see. This is my picture, right? So this is whole one, a unit. Now I divide that one into 4 equal parts, right? So then I colored one part. So this is my colored part. Now if I represent this colored part as a fraction, how to write? Divide into 4 parts, colored only one part, so that is 1/4. You know this one, this fraction is called a unit fraction, right? So then I take same figure, you can see here, this is whole picture. Now that one also divide into 4 equal parts, right? So now I colored one part as early. Now I can represent this colored part as a fraction, that is 1/4. Okay, unit fraction. Then I colored another part, right? So this part. So this part mean how to represent as fraction, that is 1/4, right? Divide into 4 parts, colored only one part. Then see, then I colored next part, right? So this is only one part of this 4 parts. So how to represent that one as a fraction? That is also 1/4. Understand? So all are unit fractions. Now see, now I colored that how many parts? 3 parts, right? Now I want to write this colored whole part, that means 3 parts as a fraction of this whole figure. Understand? So how to write that one? So that one you can write divide into 4 parts, colored 3 parts. Now understand? Now what I am going to do is I want to write this colored parts, right, using this unit fractions, right? Now you can see here how to write those one, right? So 3/4 mean, right, you can write 1/4, this part is 1/4, this part also 1/4, and this part is also 1/4. So that means if you add this part and this part, you get this whole part, right, colored whole part. So that means you can see here 3/4 you can get by addition of 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. That means how many 1/4? How many 1/4? Right? You can see here 1, 2, 3. Right? So you can see here 1, 2, 3. 1/4. Right? So that means there are 3 1/4 inside 3/4. Right? So that means this is 3/4 is proper fraction, 1/4 is unit fraction. So that means this, see here, 3/4 you can write using 1/4, right? Let's see how many 1/4 are there. How many 1/4 are there? So see here, there are 3 1/4, right? So 3/4 mean 3/4 is 3 1/4, right? Let's see another one, right? So my proper fraction is 5/9. 5/9. Now I want to write this proper fraction using unit fraction. So my unit fraction is, what is denominator in my unit fraction? 9. So that means 1/9. Now you have to find inside this 5/9, right? Inside this 5/9, how many 1/9s are there? How many 1/9s are there? So you can see here, right? There are 5 1/9s. Like, let's see another more examples use about proper fraction and unit fraction, right? How to represent proper fraction using unit fractions, right? Now my first example is, see here, 8/13, 8/13, right? Now I want to represent this 8/13 using unit fraction, right? So how to select unit fraction? Using this denominator, denominator 13, right? That means 1/13, right? So I want to find inside this 8/13 how many 1/13 are there, right? So that means inside this 8/13 how many 1/13. So how many? So you can see here there are 8. So 8 1/13, right? See another example, 4/7, 4/7. So I want to find how many unit fractions. What is unit fraction? Using this denominator 7. That means how many 1/7, right? How many 1/7 are there? So you can see here there are 4 1/7. Another one, 9/10. So this is a proper fraction, right? So I want to find inside this 9/10 how many 1/10 are there, right? So you can see here there are 9 1/10, right? So let's see another way, right? So how to write unit fraction, right? So my fourth example is this one. See, I'll take here 7 1/8, right? So I take 7, right? See here 7 1/8, right? So there are 7 unit fractions. What is a unit fraction? 1/8. So if you take 7 1/8, so that means that is 7/8, right? So 1/8 1/8 1/8 1/8. So if you take 7, then you get 7/8. Understand? See another one. So I'll take 6, right? 1/15th, right? 1/15th. So if you take 6 1/15th, so that means, see here, if you take 6, so that means 6/15th, right? So I'll take another example here. See, I'll take 4, what is 1/6, right? So if you take 4 1/6, that means that is 4/6, right? 4/6.